right, here is MCF cage announcer Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 4-minute rounds for the MCF Amateur Middleweight Championship, brought to you tonight by Big Red Liquors. And now, introducing first, fighting out of Lovander's blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5'9", weighed in 184 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 4 wins, 1 defeat, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Premier Combat Center and 9-round kickboxing, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Isaiah the Patriot Robinson. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the white tail screen print red corner, is a freestyle fighter standing 6'2", weighed in 185 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of submission. Representing Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy and Scott Morton Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Mayah II. Your referee in charge of the action, Bobby Wambacher.
All right, gentlemen, this is for the MCF Amateur Middleweight Championship. We've been through the rules in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up if you want.
All right, and they declined to touch gloves, Kelly Wiseman.
Yeah, all right, let's get it then. That's what I want.
Isaiah Robinson in the American flag trunks, Mayah II in the blue trunks, and we are ready to go. I expect fireworks here early, and that's what we're going to get.
Right out. Comes
nice
right out.
Left hook landed, but Mayah II takes him down right away.
Boom, and then right to half guard right away. I mean, it was all quick.
Was right into half
quick
guard.
Transition, not waste time. He's going to be looking for the full mount, and he's got it already.
He is in the full mount. Is Mayah II just 30
He's going to look to start dropping
one.
elbows. He's going to start really trying to soften him up. Right now, trying to hold one hand down. Oh, nice push off the cage, but oh, nice.
And
nice.
Isaiah Robinson is out.
Man.
Eats
and then
a
boom,
kick.
boom, boom. I mean, it's just quick, right back to the takedown.
Robinson attempting the guillotine, but it looks like Mayah II off to the
Yeah, you're not. Guard. Yeah, you're definitely never going to get it from there. So a lot of times bail out. You'll just make your arm tired.
And now into full mount, back into full mount is Mayah II, Kelly Wiseman.
Yeah, and he's going to do what he was just doing before. He's going to start dropping some punches and elbows, looking to cut him. I mean, you know, those elbows cut. And that's, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's cut already with a couple of those elbows. Look like they slipped through, but there's not much you can do. The fighting back up and punching back up here is not advised. You you need to roll, you need to plant, try to sweep. You know, definitely get a half guard back at the very least. You know, and Maya's holding kind of a loose mount. You probably could push down on a knee and get that back.
Nice elbows being landed from that mount position by Mayah to the forehead.
Yeah, you can't just lay there and let him pepper. You got to start working to better your position.
Second time we've seen Mayah in the mount. Isaiah Robinson able to escape rather quickly the first time, but Mayah holding it longer this time.
Well, he's smart too. He's got him in his corner where he can listen to his cornerman. It's calm. He can just listen to what Danny's saying to him and just execute. But I'd just like to see him just keep dropping the elbows. You know, Isaiah's not do anything. He might try to bridge up and get out, but I mean, it's tough when a guy's a good wrestler and just constantly has those heavy hips on you all the time.
Under 2 minutes to go, round number 1 of this bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Mayah II, the Skywalker 101 Boxing Academy fighter, in the full mount on his opponent Isaiah Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna ride him and keep trying to pepper him. I don't know if he's trying to set something up. It's kind of tough. There's nothing you can really do with your back against the cage if you were to spin out. But maybe an Americana or a key lock he's trying to work. Right. But I mean, really, just keep dropping the elbows. I mean, eventually, you've already had some cut through. Eventually, those
submission attempt here is he may be going.
It's hard to see from this angle, but you know, yeah, you had him against the cage. You're not going to finish anything off over there, but. He's still near his corner, so he can listen to what Danny's saying.
1 minute to go, round number 1 in this bout. Mayah
nice elbows. Now he's getting relentless,
trunks.
Starting to cut those elbows through. I mean, really, Isaiah needs to better his position because you're still an amateur, and refs will stop fights quick sometimes if they fear somebody isn't intelligently defending themselves.
Mayah II is still in the full mount on Isaiah Robinson as we approach 30 seconds to go in round number 1 of this Midwest Championship bout.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Mayah would like to posture up a little bit and drop some real bombs, but then you're going to create space for Isaiah to get at least a half guard back. So we'll see if he pushes off the cage and tries to hip over and roll out the back door. Isaiah should.
Coming up on 10 seconds remaining on the Bishop Jones Law time clock. Bishop Jones Law coming in 2022. If you commit a crime and don't want to do time, call Bishop Jones Law. Locations in Kearney and North Platte. And it looks like round one going to come to an end with Mayah II. And we apologize, our clock a little bit fast. Mayah II, though, going to ride this round out in the full mount on Isaiah Robinson, Kelly.
Yeah, and that's as close to a 10-8 round as you can get without somebody being knocked down from a punch. I mean, it was dominated the whole time. And I'm sure Derek's going to tell him, really he needs to do is keep his distance, don't rush in, because Mayah is just looking to take you down. So he needs to circle, step angles, maybe use his jab. Exactly what Derek's telling him to. Right. Use your jab, circle, and then look for the uppercut when he comes in to shoot. But yeah, that's definitely what I'd be telling him too. You can't go rush straight in on somebody that's looking to take you down. You're just giving them the line.
Right. We saw Robinson in the full mount early in that round. He was able to escape it and get back to his feet, but then quickly taken back down by Mayah II.
Because he's relentless. He stays on him, and that's what wrestlers do. They're constantly training like that all their lives, so they know. As long as they got a hand on you, they have eyes on you,
right,
and they can just continuously stay with you, and they'll get you back down.
Right.
You've got to create space.
We are ready to go. Round number 2 in this one. Isaiah Robinson in the American flag trunks. His opponent, Mayah II, in the blue trunks.
See, and then he goes straight at him, and I just would not do that. I would be angles, step angles. Don't go straight in at him. Circle and use angles. Force him to take a shot off a line he's not comfortable with, but don't just go straight at him.
Right.
Because he's going to wait for you to punch, and when you do, he's going to duck under, and he's going to double leg in. You're going to get taken down.
And that's exactly what we saw in round number 1 is Isaiah Robinson spent the majority of that round on his back and in the full mount.
And we're back to that chapter of the book.
There we go, back right into half guard, Kelly Wiseman.
Yeah, I mean, and it's tough. I ain't taking anything away from Isaiah. It's tough. When a talented wrestler wants to get you down, they'll get you down, but you don't have to help them out by going straight in.
Right.
Go out there, use your jab, establish that jab, and see what he's going to do when you throw that jab. He might tell you a lot, but right now Isaiah just needs to get moving. He needs to get – he's in half guard. Don't let him get that full mount again and then sit there and ride out the round.
Round number 2, this one's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, but raining down punches out of that half guard is Mayah II.
I mean, most of them are just hitting the forearms. If that ref steps in or stops that, I'll have had enough with this ref because those aren't getting through. 1 out of 10's getting through.
The key is intelligent defense by the opponent, and Isaiah Robinson, his arms up in guard.
Yeah, well, that may not be intelligent defending, but it's not intelligent to stop a fight like that either.
Right. Well, it's not throwing your arms off to the side.
I mean, it's different when, like I said, amateurs, you got to watch out for them, but these are high-level amateurs that are ready to take that next step. You don't need to baby them in there.
Mayah II in the half guard of Isaiah Robinson. Again, this is what we saw most of round number 1 is Mayah and the full mount on Isaiah Robinson. But again, the wrestling has been what's been the difference maker.
When you have a good wrestler, like I was saying before, hips are tough. Their hips are heavy. They're good. You try to posture out, their hips are back on you. They feel you move with just the hips. It's tough, but you got to do something. You just reach up there and push down on that knee. You're getting hit anyway. Take both hands, push down on the knee, maybe get a full guard back and go to work. But right where you're there, that's not helping anything at all.
Under 3 minutes to go, round number 2. This one's scheduled for 3 rounds. We'll see if Isaiah Robinson can find his way out of that half guard of Mayah II.
And you got to give Isaiah credit. You got to give Isaiah credit. He's surviving. He ain't getting hurt. There's no damage. He stands up. He's not cut, bleeding, swelling. So a lot of what Mayah is doing hasn't really been damaged. That's why I don't want to see the ref even step in to act like he's going to stop it.
Approaching 2 minutes to go, round number 2 in this Midwest Championship fighting middleweight bout. Mayah II now back into the full mount.
But none of these punches are doing anything. They're just hitting arms. Granted, Isaiah's not defending himself. He should be just pushing down on the knee. Just push down, punch him back up, ain't doing anything. And now that's what gets
There's
it
some
stopped.
power.
That'll be what gets it stopped.
Right, those getting through.
Even though only 3 of those got through.
Right. That's an up punch there, as you called for.
Yeah, don't do that. Just push that knee down and get your half guard back, and then work to get full guard back. You know, because you're just really at this point kind of giving up. But at the same time, if your punches aren't gonna get through, he'll stop this one. He lands 3 or 4 more solid punches, the ref will stop it. Even though I don't agree. Nobody's hurt. Nobody's in real danger.
1 minute, 15 seconds to go. Round number 2 in this one. Mayah II has dominated both rounds with his wrestling, either in the half guard or full mount on Isaiah Robinson. But again, as you said, most of these punches being blocked and not getting through cleanly.
Yeah, like I said, maybe a little post skirmish there. I like it. You know, Isaiah's obviously frustrated that he can't do anything to stop the takedown.
Right.
But you know, you could jab and angle and move and not just go straight into him.
Right, that's what he's done both rounds, is run right at a very talented wrestler in Mayah II, and Mayah has been much obliged to just sneak a double leg takedown and put that bat down on the mat, where he's then kept it.
If you look at them in their corners right now, Mayah's taking really deep breaths. He's tired. Isaiah's not, you know, his midsection's moving in so clearly, but he's not as gassed. He's not as tired. So who knows? That could be a factor in this 3rd round. But if Isaiah just goes straight at him and gets taken down again, we're just going to see the exact same thing all over for another round.
All right, both fighters up. And we are ready for the 3rd and final round of this amateur middleweight bout between Mayah II in the blue trunks and Isaiah Robinson in the American flag trunks. And again, Robinson comes running right at Mayah II.
Nice inside leg kick, yeah. I mean, I just don't want to see the straight in. He's doing a good job kicking those legs, but don't come straight in. Step angles. Step an angle and throw that kick instead of coming straight at him and throwing that kick. That's where you get in trouble.
And there again, the takedown by Mayah II in the full guard of Isaiah Robinson.
Well, at least this time he's got the guard. You know, he's got closed guard. But he wants to be careful, not get lazy with it and leave it open, because Mayah will feel that he's, should feel that open and just pass. He's trying to put on the hips.
Talk about from the perspective of Mayah II, he's spent 2 rounds raining down punches. That can take a toll on a fighter.
Yeah, well,
too.
for sure it's going to take a physical toll. I mean, you know, but you need to do a better job of trying to get those, drop those with more power, so when you do land one, it opens up. You know, blast down harder and open up those arms. Don't just let him sit there and block them. But now, he's passed. You know, he's got him side mounted. So from here, I would be looking for a key lock for sure. You've already got him kind of tired. Maybe soften him up with some elbows and then look for that key lock, which is exactly what he's doing.
Mayah II inside control on Isaiah Robinson, 3rd and final round of this bout.
And here's the problem: when you're this far into the fight, sweaty, those kind of submissions are difficult to finish because you're so sweaty.
Right.
You just slip out. Yeah, Isaiah really, and his corners tell him to move, and it's exactly, you can't just lay there. You got to move. You got to try to better your position. You need to be pushing to work to get a half guard. When you get a half guard back, that's when he gets his one leg back in between his legs. Then he can work for the full. But now he's just going to get mounted.
Yes, and back into the full mount of Mayah II is Isaiah Robinson.
Maybe Mayah will have a little more urgency here and start dropping some real power shots that will cause the ref to step in and put a stop to it.
This is, again, how we spent most of round number 2 with Mayah II in.
And round number 1.
Yeah, in full mount. It's been the story of the bout, I think we could say, Kelly.
Well, you know, you can't blame anything on Mayah. It's up to Isaiah to change that, you know.
Right.
Get out of that. Don't just lay there. But, you know, we don't know. He's super tired. There's so many things that happen during training, weight cuts. Who knows? Who knows? Is Mayah that, you know, are his hips that heavy? Is it that just that hard to get out? I don't know. You know, we're not in there, but we can just tell you what you should do. but we're not in there laying down.
Right, exactly. Approaching the final minute in the third and final round of this bout between Mayah II in the blue trunks, who's dominated pretty much the entire bout with
and
this
Mayah
wrestling.
has left lots of gaps open, space for Isaiah to capitalize on. When you're on the bottom, you're looking for any space they give you to get out, to get free, to get a half guard back. And Mayah's left big gaps, but Isaiah just doesn't capitalize on it. I mean, you know, reaching up to punch from the ground, you're never going to do anything with that. So work to get out of the position.
Yeah.
Don't just sit there and punch from when being in that position, because it's just a desperation move.
30 seconds remaining in this bout. Mayah II fully mounted on Isaiah Robinson, as he has been for the majority of this fight.
And this, Mayah could get this fight stopped if he would start dropping power shots. That's what's going to get the ref's attention to stop it. If that's what you're looking to do, then just commit to 4 or 5 bombs right here, and it'll get stopped. But
And
maybe
final
not.
10
not
seconds,
with 10
Kelly
seconds.
Weissman.
Now those he should have been throwing early, and they would have stopped it.
There, and he does stop it. He does stop it before time expires. So that'll give the TKO victory to Mayah II right at the end of that one, Kelly.
Yeah, well, it would have been a unanimous decision for sure. I mean, those are damn near 10-8 rounds, all 3 rounds, because it was total domination.
TKO victory in round number 3 for Mayah II. The Skywalker 101
There you
Boxing
go.
Academy fighter improves to 3-0 in his amateur career. And again, wrestling, I always argue every time we do this, wrestling the best base in MMA.
Absolutely. Unless you grew up doing jiu-jitsu, wrestling is the best base for MMA.
Yes, I ended up with your feather, your quill pin over
Somebody
here.
stole my calligrapy pin.
I'm not sure.
You guys aren't skilled enough to use it.
No, you're correct. You had to hold it a certain way to get it to right. And I'm not a calligrapher myself. So, all right. I think we are ready to throw it to MCF cage announcer Mike Kendall for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bobby Wambacher, calls a stop to the fight. 3 minutes, 59 seconds into the third and final round, declaring your winner by TKO and new MCF Amateur Middleweight Champion, Mayah II.
And there you have it, a third-round TKO victory for Mayah II, improving to 3-0 in his amateur mixed martial arts career. And I tell you, Kelly Weissman, you're a dog. We'll just leave it at that. But that does it for the amateur portion of tonight's card. And we will move into the pro bouts here shortly. I think we're going to have a brief intermission before we move into those pro fights. There you have it, an exciting night so far. We'll throw it back to Mike Kendall to talk with our winner, Mayah II.
Congratulations, Mayah. Man, what a brutal, dominating amateur main event right there for the middleweight championship. It was ground and pound all day. I mean, are you tired from all those shots that you were landing from the top?
Not really, no. I could have kept doing that a lot longer.
Well, congratulations in finishing an excellent opponent in Isaiah Robinson. Congratulations on winning the MCF strap. Anything that you'd like to say out there tonight?
Yeah, none of this would be possible without my team, my coaches, my family, everybody that supports me. Just want to say thank you, guys. Actually, I'm with the best team. I have coaches that actually care about us, want to see us get good. We're all putting in work every day, and we're all just getting better from here.
Well, congratulations. Looking forward to see more from you. Mayah II, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together, North Platte.